Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights, another short Saturday issue while you're enjoying life and hopefully getting some fresh air. That seems to be a positive for the COVID-19, which is as we speak. The trivia episode that I am releasing today as well, and this episode are all in context of right now, of what the situation is today. And I actually have another teaser that I will reveal on Monday. But I'm actually going to tell you who my choices would be. I wonder who you would pick if Topps gave you the choice to pick out the top 20, not including the previous 20, but who were excellent choices, but the top 20 for if there's a next Project 2020, another 20 great baseball players. My choices are skewing a little bit older, but just like the Postal Service, it's a safer play to pick stamps of people that can no longer mess up. And yet the original Project 2020 has some current active players, and I have a few as well. So I'm picking players that I think would be interesting artistically as well as worthy players. And I will give you my 20th selection. I'm actually giving you all these in alphabetical order, and I'm saving my last one, which is out of order, for Monday. I'll reveal it on Monday, and I think when you hear it, you'll say, well, that's maybe obvious in one sense, but impractical in another sense. But I think once you hear it, you'll say, yeah, that'd be a cool idea. Thanks, Topps, obviously, but also thanks Panini and Upper Deck, Heritage Auctions, Huggins Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC, and Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication. So here's my 20. First, Hank Aaron. It's not that I can't believe he was overlooked, but I think if you're picking all these iconic players, certainly Hank Aaron deserves to be there, especially because my second choice is Barry Bonds. And the curious thing and the fun thing about the Project 2020 or forms that it would take is the fans really get to vote. The buyers, whether they're fans of the artist or fans of the player. I think it'd be really cool if you had Hank Aaron and then you had Barry Bonds. And let's see how much the fans appreciate Barry Bonds as compared to Aaron. If he doesn't outsell Hank Aaron, that tells the Hall of Fame, well, it gives an interesting message. Roger Clemens would be my next one. And same thing. Again, all the Cy Youngs and great stats. Let's see what the public says if there are Project 2020 or 21 or whatever the case may be, art cards of Roger Clemens. Would they sell well? It might be a big surprise one way or the other. Fourth is Bryce Harper. Got a huge contract. He is a polarizing figure. He's younger, obviously connected to Topps. That'd be an easy choice, and we could see what he does. Randy Johnson, number 5. I just think the artist might have fun with a guy that's 6'10", and it might even be, again, maybe not practical to bring out the tall boy format, but that might be kind of interesting. And Randy Johnson certainly deserves a tall boy treatment. Number 6 is Chipper Jones. Again, I like guys that stayed the whole career with one, representing Atlanta. My question to Topps that I'm going to ask one of these days is that, he's got a rookie card and then his second, third, and fourth year cards are all multiplayer cards for Topps. So again, maybe some way to update his Topps rookie card with the artistic treatment would be great. Al Kaline. I'd really, we did the tribute to Al with Mike Payne. I think Al Kaline was a class guy. And again, from that era, he's certainly worthy of keeping his memory alive. Next was Clayton Kershaw. Again, just the most outstanding regular season pitcher of our recent time. He's had postseason problems. I don't know if that would be a kind of a treatment that the artist could pick up on. It might upset Clayton, especially because it looks like maybe he wasn't tipping off his pitches as much as the signs may have been stolen. But maybe some kind of a, not Jekyll and Hyde or Batman's the Two-Face guy, but there's just, he's a good guy and an outstanding pitcher worthy of being in the set. Next controversial one, Mickey Mantle. I'm calling out the Topps right now. Make a deal with Panini. Panini owns the rights. Work it out. When you're having a Topps retrospective set, it's just disappointing not to see Mickey Mantle, probably the most iconic Topps card and certainly most valuable Topps card. Pedro Martinez. I would put Pedro in there. You have to do the longevity and the excellence that he had was in this modern day era where you have the long ball, and just in the context of that, he's amazing. Stan Musial. Even though his first Topps card wasn't until 58 with the All-Stars and the Blue Star backgrounds, I would probably choose an early Bowman like Topps did with Mariano Rivera, since that was when Stan the Man was in his prime. Albert Pujols did Ichiro. Again, this guy, the first 10 years, of batting for more than 300, more than 30 more home runs, 100 more RBIs. He may make it to 7 home runs. There may be a universal DH. The guy is, he's lost a step or two, but had an amazing first 10 years of his career. Frank Robinson, first black manager, Triple Crown. He's worth it. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. there might be a way to get J-Lo in on the art. That would be interesting and perhaps expand the hobby even further. Next is Pete Rose. Not a huge fan of Pete's off-field exploits, but you can't deny his excellence on the field. And it'd be interesting to see what his demand is. And again, the Topps has not been using the rookie cards when they're multiplayer, so they probably moved to 64. But it's got the rookie trophy, and the artist may go off on some gambling references that would be pop art would be interesting. And Mike Schmidt, and he is again same thing, multiplayer rookie card, probably go to the next year. Ozzie Smith. I would do him as his first Cardinal card, which I think is in the 82 Topps Traded set, and I'd find a way to get his backflip into the imagery on the card. Steven Strasburg, next to last here, he was just the number one hot guy 10 years ago or so, and then he was faded from the limelight a little bit, and now he's back in. And again, he was looking like he was going to beat our modern day Dwight Gooden, but he's come back strong. And finally, number 19, I'm leaving off 20. Number 19 is Justin Verlander, which again, not since this is a very male dominated hobby, you get the +1 of wife Kate Upton, which would be again appealing to a predominantly male audience, and the artist might take some, not liberties, I mean, they would be tasteful, but there's a nice way to perhaps to inject that into it in a way that would, again, I'm in favor of expanding the industry and bringing new people in. And that's, again, that's good for Topps, good for Panini, good for Upper Deck. So thanks, listeners. Be back tomorrow with another actually on Monday with another more serious episode.